In today's episode, 8 red flags to avoid when building a coaching culture or program, and what to do instead, featuring Diana Be About. Hello, coaches! Welcome back to another episode of Coach Better Quick Tips. My name is Kim Cafino, and I've worked with hundreds of teachers, coaches, and leaders in schools around the world through my courses, consulting, mentoring, and membership to help them create thriving and sustainable instructional coaching programs. And I'm on a mission to help you coach better. Wherever you are in your coaching journey, we can support you. Are you ready to take your next step? Get a tailored list of resources designed specifically for your experience level to help you coach better today. Take our free quiz at coachbetter.tv/quiz to get started. In today's episode, Diana is going to share 8 red flags to avoid when building a coaching culture or program and what to do instead. As coaches and leaders, we are doing our best to build a positive and inclusive coaching culture, but sometimes we can be making some big mistakes without even realizing it. When you look back on your own coaching experience as a coach or as an educator or a leader, you can probably remember a time when something didn't quite go as planned or wasn't received the way you expected it. Sometimes, even with the best of intentions, we end up making a crucial mistake. So what are those red flags we need to be aware of when we're building a coaching culture? And what do you do instead? That's exactly what today's episode with Diana is all about. And if you want to avoid these red flags in the first place, that's exactly how we support you in our courses for coaches, where we follow the Thrive model for sustainable instructional coaching at the level that's just right for your experience. Stay tuned to the end of the episode to learn more about how the Thrive model can help you build a sustainable and thriving coaching culture too. All right, when you're ready, let's jump into the episode with Diana.
I'm Diana Be About, and I've been a teacher, coach, and mentor in the United States and internationally for over 25 years, and am a global cohort mentor for the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program at Eduro Learning. Instructional coaching can greatly influence teacher development and student success, and we need to consider some key practices and perspectives when stepping into this essential position, ensuring that our coaching journey is both effective and rewarding. However, a coach or coaching team can take approaches or make decisions that may not be received by educators in the way they were intended, which can lead to misunderstandings or unintended outcomes. In this Coach Better Quick Tips episode, I'll highlight 8 red flags on what to avoid when building a coaching culture, aligned with Malcolm Knowles' Principles of Adult Learning. As we go through each red flag, I'll also share some strategies from my own experience as a coach and from our participants in the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program that promote a positive coaching culture, leading to greater engagement and collaboration among educators. Let's first take a look at the principles of andragogy, also known as adult learning theory, which emphasize that adult learners have unique needs, experiences, and motivations compared to children. This is especially important for educators moving from the classroom into a coaching role. By incorporating these principles into our coaching strategies, we can greatly enhance the support we provide to educators in their professional growth. These principles include need to know. Adults need to know the reason for learning something. Foundation. Experience, including errors, provides the basis for learning activities. Self-concept. Adults need to be responsible for their decisions on education. They benefit from involvement in the planning and evaluation of their instruction. Readiness. Adults are most interested in learning subjects having immediate relevance to their work and/or personal lives. Orientation. Adult learning is problem-centered rather than content-oriented. Motivation. Adults respond better to internal versus external motivators. By applying these principles of adult learning, we can address some of the red flags that it can impact coaches and coaching teams and what should be done instead. Red flag number 1, treating all staff like new teachers. Assuming that all staff members are novice neglects the wealth of experience that they bring to the table. This approach can alienate seasoned educators and stifle their enthusiasm for collaboration. The principle of foundation of experience emphasizes that adults come with a variety of backgrounds and experiences. Celebrate this diversity rather than grouping everyone into a single category. What to do instead? Conduct a pre-coaching survey or informal interviews to understand their individual experiences. Use this information to tailor your approach and build on their existing knowledge. By recognizing individual strengths, you validate their experiences and enhance engagement. This has been an important part of my coaching practice. It takes time to get to know teachers and build those relationships. But once I was able to acknowledge and access their expertise in the school community, more teachers could see the value in coaching and their part in it. Red flag number 2, one-size-fits-all professional development. Providing generic professional development can lead to disinterest and frustration. What works for one teacher may not resonate with another, especially when their experiences and needs differ greatly. The self-concept principle stresses that adults prefer to be self-directed and responsible for their own learning. What to do instead? Offer customizable professional development options that allow educators to choose topics relevant to their interests and goals. This approach respects the autonomy and promotes a culture of continuous learning, driving engagement, and access their expertise, experience, and ideas to share with each other. Some of the most positive feedback I've gotten from professional learning was when teachers had the time and space to work with each other and find support in putting new ideas into action. As a mentor for the Coach Certificate and Mentorship course, providing a course that adapts to each participant's needs, I've seen our participants create and modify tools and resources that fit the needs of the community of educators they are working with. Red flag number 3, lack of clear purpose. Failing to communicate the purpose and objectives of professional development can lead to confusion and disengagement among educators. According to the need to know principle, adults need to understand the reasons for learning something. They seek relevance in their educational experiences. What to do instead? Always articulate the why behind each initiative. For instance, connect the goals of a workshop to a specific classroom challenge that educators face. When teachers see a clear purpose, they are more likely to engage deeply and apply what they learn. Include the same principle in planning for meetings and working with individuals and teams. I found revisiting those whys regularly helps with goal setting and focus and guiding coaching conversations. Red flag number 4, thinking you have to be the expert. Positioning yourself as the sole expert can create an adversarial environment where teachers feel they cannot share their ideas or experience. The foundation of experience principle highlights that learning is the most effective when it draws on the participants' previous knowledge and skills. What to do instead? Create collaborative learning communities where everyone's voice matters. Facilitate discussions that allow teachers to share insights and techniques, making it a two-way exchange. This not only builds trust, but also enriches the learning experience. As a coach, I've worked with teachers in a variety of content and grade levels. Even if they teach content I have expertise in myself, my role as a coach is to be a collaborative partner. Even if I need to switch into a mentor role, it's because the teacher and I agreed that is what they need at the time. In the coach, after working through phase 1, finding clarity, and gaining a better understanding of what coaching is and is not, I've seen many of our participants come to the realization that it is okay not being the expert and see more possibilities and benefits in coaching strategies. Red flag number 5, not reading the room. Failing to gauge the energy and mood of the individual or group you're working with can derail a coaching session, leading to disengagement or resentment. Readiness is a principle that reflects adults' interest in learning, that they perceive the material as immediately relative and beneficial. What to do? Be observant and responsive during coaching sessions. If the mood shifts or participants seem disengaged, adjust your approach on the fly. Use formative assessment or quick check-ins to gauge understanding and interest, and pivot your method as necessary. In coaching conversations or professional learning, I've had to remind myself to get out of my own head and really listen and observe and clarify, and be okay with taking a break to reset or change course. This is also a big step many of the coaches I mentor through the coach make through their learning. They become much more aware of observing, reflecting on, and planning for their interactions with the individuals and teams they work with. They begin to recognize how personalities and dynamics can impact interactions. Red flag number 6, making assumptions about needs. Making assumptions about teachers' needs without engaging in dialogue can lead to misguided initiatives that fail to adjust the real challenges. The principle of readiness underscores that adult learners are motivated by immediate relevance in their learning. What to do instead? Conduct needs assessments or focus groups to gather insights directly from educators. By involving them in the process, you ensure that your coaching is aligned with their professional goals and immediate needs. I found that needs assessments, surveys, and check-ins need to be done along the way, not just at the beginning. I've seen many of the coach participants use these assessments as insight into their own practice and approaches that may need to be modified. Red flag number 7, approaching coaching from a deficit mindset. Focusing solely on what teachers lack can impact motivation and create an environment of negativity rather than growth. The principle of motivation highlights that adults respond more effectively to intrinsic motivators than a focus on weakness or deficits. What to do instead? Adopt a strength-based approach. Frame your coaching around building upon existing skills and successes. Celebrate small wins and foster a growth mindset, encouraging educators to view challenges as opportunities for development. It can be easy for some teachers to stay focused on what is not working, and our job is to help guide them towards solutions and build confidence in an authentic and respectful way. We know the many challenges of educators, so I've taken the approach to acknowledge the challenge and then find ways to help the teacher see some light moving forward. Red flag number 8, quickly planned events. Poorly planned professional learning events can come across as unprofessional and disrespectful to participants' time, often resulting in poorly attended or unproductive events. The orientation principle of the problem-centered learning suggests that educators prefer to engage in well-organized and purposeful professional development. What to do instead? Invest in thoughtful planning and preparation for your events. Set clear objectives and gather input from potential participants long before the event date. By ensuring that your sessions are well structured with relevant topics that resonate with their immediate challenges, you demonstrate respect for their time and commitment, leading to more meaningful engagement. I found that teachers appreciate when both you and they are prepared for the event, and that they can see that we've really put a lot of thought and intention into how the time will be used. By avoiding these common pitfalls and grounding your approach in the principles of adult learning, you can create a supportive and effective coaching environment. Each principle not only illustrates why certain practices are ineffective, but also guides you towards strategies that respect the unique needs and experiences of adult learners. Remember, building trust and credibility takes time, but by engaging educators intentionally and authentically, you become a catalyst for positive change within your institution. So as you embark on your coaching journey, always ask yourself, how can I apply these principles to support and empower my colleagues? Making concerted effort to adhere to these practices can transform your coaching role into one that is respected, valued, and impactful.
I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Diana. I really appreciated how Diana aligned each of those red flags with an adult learning principle to help clarify why and how we can ensure that the work that we do to build a coaching culture aligns with the ways that adults learn best. We actually have another video on adult learning that I'll link up here and in the show notes for you if you want to dig even deeper into the principles of adult learning aligned with instructional coaching. This is usually an aha moment for our The Coach certificate and mentorship participants because we highlight the ways that we might need to adapt our practices for adult learners as coaches. We look really closely at these principles in Phase 3 Grow Community. In fact, each of our courses for coaches follows all of these principles of adult learning, so you can experience what it's like to be a learner in that setting too. Having a model to see how it happens in real time is helpful when you're designing your own learning experiences for others. Here are a few examples of the ways that we apply adult learning principles in all of our courses. We apply the foundation of experience principle by starting the coach in particular with a self-assessment survey to reflect on your experience as a coach, aligned with our coaching standards, and identify your specific next step for your growth. So you can actually align your experience inside the course to exactly your own needs, and your mentor knows exactly how to support you. In our courses, we follow the self-concept principle by ensuring that you'll get the chance to create artifacts of your choice with lots of samples to review that are aligned exactly to your needs and your school context. In our courses, we follow the readiness principle by providing highly differentiated learning experience options where you get to choose the actions you take for each unit. We further customize the learning by providing office hours or a private mentor in the coach. We follow the motivation principle by ensuring you always have agency in the action you take in each unit and the artifacts you create to use in your setting right away. And we follow the orientation principle by building our program based on these very foundations, as well as Universal Design for Learning, or UDL. And we continue to refine and adjust based on participant feedback every single year. In fact, our clients often say that our courses are a fantastic example of UDL in practice. So if you're ready to dig deeper into being more intentional in your coaching practice, or if you're new to instructional coaching and you're curious about getting started and you want to see all of these adult learning principles in action, come join us in one of our courses for coaches. We host 4 global cohorts each year, and each of them is designed to help you take the next step in your coaching practice based on your experience level. If you're an educator or a leader curious to learn about a coaching mindset, come join us in Cultivating a Coaching Mindset. Or if you're a brand new or aspiring coach making the move from classroom to coach, come join us in Getting Started as an Instructional Coach. If you're a current coach or an educator dedicated to building a thriving coaching program while deepening your coaching practice over an entire academic year, join us in the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program. Or if you're a coach who's ready to lead and advocate for the systems and structures that make coaching sustainable, join us in Coaches as Leaders. Find them all at coachbetter.tv/learn. Our global cohorts open only once a year. If you're not sure which course might be right for you, watch one of our free workshops designed for your experience level so you can take the next step in your learning right now and uncover which course might be right for you next. Find them all on our website at coachbetter.tv/learn. Wherever you are in your coaching journey, we can support you. If you're curious right now, if you have questions, please reach out. You can leave a comment down below on the show notes for today's website, or you can join our Coach Better Facebook group or find us on social media at Eduro Learning and send me a DM. I'd love to support you on your coaching journey. See you next time.